Good morning, traders. Chris Buss here with your midday market pulse for Tuesday, December 1st. Okay, traders, lots going on, so let's dive right in. SPY 2-hour. Got the big gap higher this morning, and it's held rather nicely here. So we're at the highs. We've broken out of this $14 trading range. So from a technical standpoint, as long as we can hold 364 down here at the prior highs, we could look for a move up towards the low 370s. So, I mean, that looks good. Notice the PPO bull cross after a long correction. That's positive. And we've also got an RSI trendline breakout, which is supporting the move. Let's get some granularity on this with the SPY 30-minute. Notice here that I've colored in the gap in purple. And if you're new to my work, that's normally if you see a purple box, there's a gap there. So that level is 365. If you're an active trader and you see price come back and lose this level, that's a great opportunity for a tactical short looking for a gap fill all the way back to 362, which would be a nice $3 move. And if you got that, I would be reversing my position, after the gap fill and then look for a reacceleration higher. But for now, as long as 365 holds, I think the play is to be long. So that looks good. That looks promising at this point. Qs. Very much the same kind of setup. We got a bull cross back here. Little consolidation. Now we've got to push higher. So we've got a bull cross working with upward momentum on PPO. And we've also got a strong RSI profile. I think you can be long against 300. Any kind of pullback here, I think you can buy it and look for a move higher. Looking at the 30-minute chart, we've recaptured this channel. I haven't drawn it in, but if we extend these lines here, we're back in this rising channel that we had going. That looks strong. Nice RSI, nice PPO profile with a higher level bull cross here above the zero line. That's always a bullish look. You can see here there's still a gap left to be filled between, say, 301 and this morning's open, which was yesterday's close, which was 299.62. So I will color that in for next time. But for now, looks like we're driving higher. Seems like a lot of money, and we'll see this, as we look into the FAANG names. Seems like money's flowing into big cap tech again in a big way. IWM, although it's up this morning, has not been able to take out this 184, and that's the level I've been keying off of before I want to take a long, unless there was some kind of big pullback. I don't see that happening, but we haven't had a lot of follow through here this morning on IWM. It's still a bullish setup. I just want to see this 184.25 level taken out, and you can see it here more clearly. Got this line here across all these reactions. I want to see I want to see this 184.25 taken out. Now, if you were bullish, just looking at this here, you can be long against 183 with a stop just below and maybe get that push back up towards the 184 level and an eventual breakout, that's an objective level as I look at it now if you wanted to take a long, but you've got to have a tight stop below. There's still a decent sized gap here all the way down to 181. So, you know, you wouldn't want to sit through that. If you were out and for some reason this, you know, this gap was filled down to 181, there again is your objective long against this prior low and the gap fill with a stop just below, and then look for a re-ramp higher. Now, I just made this trade just a couple minutes ago, but at this level here, I bought the December 290s in Facebook for, oh, I don't know what it was, six something. I'll publish that number. But anyhow, I missed this first move. It spent a little time consolidating here below 284, and then on the 5-minute flag, on a 5-minute chart, there was a bull flag forming, and I bought that that breakout here. So from a technical standpoint, I see Facebook being open up to this prior high at 298. So I'm looking for a follow through here, obviously, to go higher. Now, if you weren't in, if you saw a pullback into 284, 285, I think you can buy it there with a tight stop and then look for that reacceleration higher on any kind of you know, pullback, any kind of corrective action that would pull it into this support level at 280, you know, 284, 285, right in there. I think that would be a good objective buy. So I like Facebook. Apple, you know, I like, we talked about this yesterday with the call buying. We talked about the breakout from 120. There was a little baby pullback mid-morning, and I bought the 122.5 December calls. I think Apple's got a lot of momentum behind it. I'm looking for a move at least up to 125, hopefully higher. If you're not in it, I think you can look at shorter time frames, you know, versus the hour. And if you can get a pullback, any kind of pullback into, you know, 121, I think that would be a great buy. I think that would be objective. I think you've got support there. Any kind of corrective action into this 121 area, I think that would be a nice entry. If you're more ambitious and you got some FOMO flowing, all you can do is, you know, if you wanted to take a long, you know, you could set a stop below this last hourly candle here at 122, and hopefully you could get a push higher. You know, I saw a mini opportunity, that's why I did it. But you know, you'll have to tell on lower time frames. You know, on a 60-minute chart, I wouldn't just buy it here. I think you got to wait for some kind of corrective activity, and you'll get it. Just be patient. You will get that, you know, half-hour pullback or whatever, and just be opportunistic. And if you get something all the way back to 121, I really like that entry. Tesla's been pretty quiet. Got an initial push. They faded it. I think 580 is still your pivot point. If that were to fail this afternoon, or to, you know, at any point, I think you can be short against that level and then look for 560. I mean, the market is strong, but I mean, the technicals are the technicals. If it fails, you've got an objective level there, and you know, as long as it holds, you've got an objective long here at 580 with a stop just below, and maybe you get that reacceleration higher in afternoon trade. But no doubt about it, 580 is your key level to watch. Microsoft hasn't been doing much here at the flat line. I don't think there's a trade to make specifically right here in the middle of the range. I'd like to see, you know, a baby pullback in the 212.50 would be an excellent buying location. Very objective with a stop just below, and then look for a push higher. But, you know, right here with the market being strong and Microsoft not doing anything, that's kind of a yellow flag for me. I would have to, you know, see something. Maybe here, if it can take out that prior high at 214.50, that might be an opportunity if you saw some strength emerge into Microsoft this afternoon. You'll have to fine tune that on your shorter time frames. Amazon currently trapped between 3,200 and 3,150. I was telling a couple of Amazon traders in the trading room, you've just got to be patient with this setup, and the trade to make is, you know, buy support at 3,150 and sell resistance at 3,200. You keep doing that until it doesn't work. I mean, that's what traders do. Range it, you know, levels are levels until they're either taken out to the upside or they break down. Here in the middle, there's nothing to do. You've got to wait for a move up to 3,200 if it's going to go there. And if you're inclined, you can either wait for the breakout to get long with a stop just below, or you can decide to try and fade it with a stop just above. But you can see here 3,200 is the level, and it's been the level for like forever, as has 3,150. If you got a pullback into 3,150 and it holds, that's your objective buy. But you can't, I mean, this is my personal opinion speaking, you can do what you want, but it's tough to throw darts here, you know, at 3,180, right smack dab in the middle of a range, and, you know, not be at the mercy of the next candle, because you have no idea if that next candle is going to be higher or lower. At least when you're working at a boundary, you know when you're wrong. If the, you know, you get a candle close or a move below 3,150 and you're long, you got to close it out and recalibrate. And, you know, here, if you try and short 3,200 and it pops above, you got to close it out and recalibrate and potentially reposition for a move up to 3,250 and just work in those $50 increments. Google, right here, right now, a breakout has a measured move of $75. So I just heard an alarm go off as I'm doing the video here. I'm sure it's this Google right here. I like that long. If it can break above 17.95 and hold it, I think you got a great long. I think you got a great long look here for potentially, you know, 18.70. That would be an awesome trade. You know, look out a couple of weeks. Don't get greedy with something, you know, for Friday. See if you can get that $75 push up here towards, you know, 18.50, 18.70. If there's going to be a year-end push, I would expect that to make that move. Netflix got the big move We talked about it this morning. We've been talking about it for a couple days. I tried to get it as fast as I could. I got the 500s for Friday. Price is consolidating right here, right below this key 505 level. Obviously, what I want to see is a push above and then a gap fill. And then I'll decide, you know, if I get that move, probably, well, I can't say what I'll do. I was going to say probably roll out, roll higher, or, you know, congratulate myself on a nice trade and take it off here and maybe try and wait for a pullback. But anyhow, strong igniting candle. If you're not in it, key off of 505. If you see 505 taken out after this consolidation flag, you're going to get that move to 515. I think that would be a great trade, and probably maybe even more. I mean, that was a big candle, and if we get another follow through just on a measured move basis, I mean, you're looking, you know, 515, 520, I would think, if the market stays constructive and money keeps flowing into these FAANG names, which have all of a sudden become more popular, then you could definitely see that kind of move. So set your alarm here at 505 and be ready to nail it if you get that breakout. I think this has got some tailwinds behind it, especially after this long consolidation within a narrow range. I think the bulls have taken charge here with a lot of this selling in the rearview mirror. So I'm really hoping for a follow through. You know, talk in my book, obviously, but I think the technicals support it. Okay, quick little update video. It's about 20 to 12 as I wrap up. Set your alarms, be ready if you're an active trader. If you're more of a swing trader, you know, look out a couple weeks. Look out to December expiration or even a quarterly. If you're looking at the indexes in SPY and QQQ, those have December 31st option expirations that you may want to look at for, you know, to buy some additional time. But market looks strong right here. Let's see if we can get some follow through in the afternoon. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'd love to update you all along the way of the key levels that I see. Be great to have you along. Hit that subscribe button, hit the alarm bell. You'll be notified of all my new content. And if you look over in the show notes, there's a couple links there where you can subscribe to my content, where you'll get emails each and every time I send something out, along with helpful articles at the blog site where you can catch up in your spare time on market psychology and trading tips and tricks. Let's wrap it up here. This has been Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass. Talk to you next time.